Hey guys, what's up? It's Elena. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a full daytime glam look. This is actually not the look that I was going for at all. So if you guys continue to watch this video, you will find out a surprise. I had bought the wrong palette. The colors are the wrong colors. This isn't the palette that I wanted. I thought that I was buying a bronze palette, and it turns out that I bought a purple palette. But you know what? I'm happy I used it because it kind of got me out of my comfort zone a little bit. You guys know I love a bronzy palette. I am gonna go back to Sephora and purchase the original bronze palette that I really wanted. Like always, before we get into today's look, I'm gonna ask you to go down below, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, so every time that I post a video, you guys are gonna be the first to find out. But if you guys want to find out how to get this quick daytime glam look, keep on watching. Okay guys, let's begin. So first I'm going to be doing my brows. I'm going to do these quick because I feel like they're always boring to watch. Okay, brows are on. For my foundation today, I'm going to be using this Dear Dahlia foundation. I've used this in my past few videos. Oh. Okay, that works. I really love this foundation. The coverage is so nice. It's sheer, but it's buildable, so you can really get a nice full coverage if you want it, but you can also keep it really light and sheer. So I'm in between a lot of skin colors right now because I haven't been self-tanning, and I literally self-tan like all the time. I actually feel like I don't even know what my real skin color is. All right, so I'm just getting this all over my face. And because this color is so different than my natural skin color, let's make sure that I have everything covered. Okay, just got this concealer at Sephora yesterday. I always buy the little guys because sometimes I don't want to commit to a big one if I don't like it. So this is the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. This color is Light Sand. So let's see how this goes. I loved Shape Tape. Oh, this is very creamy. Wasn't expecting that. It's like a little goopy actually. It's much creamier than Shape Tape. So I'm always curious when it says that it's a creaseless concealer, because I feel like this is always the consistency of a creaseless concealer. It's that very like creamy, almost sticky kind of feeling, because I guess that they want it to be like super hydrating. So I don't know how I feel about it. Let's let it sit in for a few minutes. I'm going to do my contour and then we'll go back to it. I mean, this is very wet looking. I wonder if it's going to dry. All right, we'll see. So for my contour today, I'm going to use the Instant Age Rewinder. This is a concealer, but I'm just going to use this as my contour. So bringing up my contour a little bit higher than I normally do. So I'm actually bringing it onto the cheekbones. I feel like it kind of sculpts my face a little bit more and it lifts instead of really making this super, super hollow. So I'm actually just kind of contouring up and around. I've used this concealer before too. What I love, oh, Meiji. What I love about contouring with this is that, I don't know, it just fits like perfectly on my nose and gives me these like two kind of straight, perfect lines. All right, let's let this sit in. I'm gonna take a flat brush and just try and blend this guy out. As you guys can see, I'm pressing it in a little bit more because I feel like if I just kind of keep spreading it, it's gonna end up moving this product all around. It's pretty sticky. I'm gonna just blend it in with my finger. I don't know. I don't think this is the concealer for me. I tried. Yeah, I feel like, I know it's supposed to be like creaseless, and I think the problem with this is that it just is gonna stay so creamy. And what I like about a concealer is I like when it kind of dries down and I know it won't move. To me, that feels creaseless. Yeah, my face feels really sticky. I don't like this. Okay, well, I will just use another concealer that I have up here. So my issue with the creaseless concealer, and for some people this might be amazing if you have really great poreless skin. I'm not gonna say that I have bad skin because I have good skin. I don't think that I have great skin, but I do have skin that has pores and it has texture, and as you guys can see, I can probably set it with powder, but I feel like it really just kind of shows all my imperfections. It's not giving me that smooth look that I'm really looking for in concealer. All right, I'm just blending this all together. I'm gonna go ahead and just use Shape Tape on top of this. All right, otherwise I'm gonna keep obsessing over my skin, so I'm just gonna go onto my eyes because that's something that I know that I'm confident in, and I'm not gonna start stressing out because I really don't love the way that my skin looks. Gonna have to give this concealer to somebody else, but I'm happy that I tried it, you know, giving every brand a chance. So I'm so excited to use this palette. This is the new Pat McGrath palette. This is a tiny guy. All of my palettes that I have from her are the bigger ones, but this one is a mini version, and I love it because it's still the same packaging. It's so pretty. The colors are the wrong colors. This isn't the palette that I wanted. Okay. So, okay, I'm gonna use this. The palette that I thought that I was getting was not this one. That sucks, damn. I mean, this is beautiful. Whatever, I guess I'm doing purple eyeshadows today. The one that I wanted was like coppers and browns. Wow, what an epic fail at Sephora. Damn. All right, whatever, let's go. Gonna do it. First color that I'm gonna be using is the purple, the darkest purple. This is not what I had visioned for myself, but let's go, let's use it. I might end up loving it. And always with the Pat McGrath palettes, like the texture is really always amazing. This is gonna be pretty. It's just not what I had envisioned for myself today. So really excited. The other palette has like a copper color in it. It has a brown, it has like a nude. It's honestly the most perfect palette ever, and I was so stoked to show it to you guys. So all that means is that I'm gonna have to go buy it today and then do another video. Ooh, this color is really pretty actually. Okay, so the next color that I'm grabbing is this guy. It's like, it's kind of like a, I always wanna say the colors are like matte colors because there's a color called Melon Pigment and it kind of looks like that. But this is like a gold with kind of a pink reflex underneath it, or it might be the opposite. Maybe it's a pink with a gold reflex. Either way, depending on which way you're looking, you see a little bit of a gold and you see a little bit of a pink. It's really beautiful. I always love to do a shimmer with my finger. It honestly is the best way to apply shimmer. Yeah, this is definitely a pink with a gold reflect. So just a little pro trick, sometimes when you're applying a metallic shadow with your finger, you're gonna always deposit that base color a little bit heavier. So I'm gonna use a puffy brush. I'm just gonna go on top because this is gonna just kind of help to add a little bit more of that gold. All right, let's add this pink color into the crease. I mean, this palette is gorgeous. I'm gonna mix the pink and the purple underneath.
Which one?
Hi.
Hi.
The lemon vinaigrette.
Lemon vinaigrette, you got it.
Yeah. Okay, there's not a dark color for me to use in that palette, so I'm just gonna be using this Huda Beauty palette. I'm gonna grab the dark purple in here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start to isolate that center color. Gonna need a little bit more of a flat brush. When I was at Sephora and I picked it up, I was like, wow, what an interesting name. This says like rose and, you know, it has like all purple flowers on it. I'm like, that's so interesting for the palette. I would have thought that they would have chose like something more bronzy, but you know, maybe they saw something that I didn't, and they didn't see something that I didn't. They saw a purple palette. And that's what's exactly inside of that packaging. Oh. Then with the puffy brush, I'm just gonna kind of blend this all together. I think I need to add a little bit of the brown on top. I don't want it to be like so purple. All right, that works. I'm adding this brown color on top of it. It's a little flat brush. I'm just grabbing the brown and just kind of tapping over that purple. I really love the way that purple looks. It's making me look very club-like for the middle of the day. I have to go to work after this. I might take that peachy kind of color and just do this all over just to soften a little bit. Yeah, that works. Wow guys, we're really going on the fly for this one. And then I'm gonna use my Morphe pen to give myself a little bit of a wing. I'm actually kind of liking the way that my skin looks now. Maybe I do like this concealer. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna use this LA Girl pencil on my inner waterline. It's like a shiny, pearly kind of color. This is just gonna kind of brighten me up a little bit. As if I'm not bright enough with bright purple eyeshadow on for the middle of the day. Okay, I'm gonna use some powder. I'm gonna use this LA Girl Pro Matte Powder. And I'm just gonna use the sponge that comes with it, my eyes, just by tapping it to kind of get rid of that shine, get rid of my pores. I like love this powder. Look at the difference that made. It so much smoother, more smooth. Smoother, more smooth, I don't know. I'm gonna use a little bit of this pink as my blush. All right, let's do a lip and then I'm done. That was a really quick mistake that actually turned out to be quite gorgeous. There's a lip I've been really into lately. It's the Kevyn lip pencil in the color Minimal. I'm gonna mix this with my NARS lip oil. It's such a good summer lip. It makes your lips look really like plump and full. Okay, and then for my lip, I'm gonna use my NARS lip balm. This is in the color Orgasm. How pretty is that? It's like perfect. I wish I wasn't wearing a red top, but whatever. All right, guys, I'm done. This is not the look that I was going for at all, but you know what? When life hands you a purple palette, you just gotta use it sometimes. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed doing it. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, please. I'm gonna make sure to list everything down in the comment section below, like always, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.